the cold front back to the northwest that we've been watching. So all three of those are going to kind of do the squeeze play on Michigan. Now, first off, renewed flooding in the Tittle River drainage basin. Well, a good indicator is that the Weather Service has not issued any flood watches yet. So there will be rains. There will be an inch, maybe 2 inches on some of those places in the Tittle River drainage basin. But right now, that's not expected to bring the rivers back up. But I'll be looking at that a lot closer as we get into it. And of course, want to, as we get into it, say thank you to our friends at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center for sponsoring the MLive morning weather update. We were there yesterday live. They still have plenty of vegetable plants. You might want to rush over there this morning before the next rain or the weekend. So you still have time on that. All right, so now here is the satellite picture. Hey, before I get started, I got to say hi to some folks. Good morning, Tom Ramsey. Good morning, Tony Harris. Hey, good morning, Linda Lucius from Montrose. Cower Kadri. Hopefully I got that name right. Planted some plants yesterday. Hopefully rain won't damage them. If you're in Washtenaw County, no, I think it'll be probably something that you definitely need. All right, so let's try to find where I'm at here. Okay, there we go. So here's the satellite picture, okay? Satellite picture shows the remnants of Tropical Storm Bertha moving into southeast lower. I'm having a little difficult time here this morning, folks. I'll get to it just yet. Okay. The upper level low pressure system to the south into Missouri now, and that storm system, the cold front, back to the north and west. All right, so here is the current radar, and you can see that the rain system is moving toward the north and west up into lower Michigan. And that rain system will be with us, it looks like, as we go into the afternoon and overnight hours. Having a really difficult time this morning. I don't know what is actually going on. It's flipping off of various frames. Okay, let's try it again, folks. All right. Nobody breathe. All right, so here's the big picture on what's going on. The model, you can see the cold front to the northwest sliding through lower Michigan and out of lower Michigan tomorrow afternoon. That's the one change, is it's slowed down some so that in the southeast, you're going to hang on to your wettest period tomorrow on Friday into Friday afternoon now, and it might take until late afternoon before it gets out of the Detroit, Ann Arbor, Monroe area. And then as we go into the weekend, much cooler air moves in, but also drier conditions will move in. Here's a look at the high-resolution rapid refresh for today. Brenda Straw wants to know, all-day rain event in Jackson? I don't know if I'd call it an all-day rain. I would call it 6 to 9 hours of mostly rain. And in Jackson, that's going to be at first today in the south, and then more likely tonight and more likely Friday morning. So here's your radar forecast. And basically, although it's a complicated pattern, basically the story is, as we go through the day, increasing chances of rain, and the best chances of rain across lower Michigan will be tonight into tomorrow morning. All right, how much? Let's use the European for this. And these models aren't the greatest at forecasting convection or thunderstorms, so to speak. Let's see here. Okay, I need to move this. Okay, there we go. We can see Michigan. Not the greatest at forecasting convection. And, one of the strong points of the European model is that it lets us know what's going to happen in general terms, a good big picture scenario, 3, 4, 5, 6 days out. And it's shown this rain all along. But when we get to the short term and convection, it's not the greatest. So I'll show you the better model on that in a second. So what you get off of this is you get the general rainfall. Far southeast, you might get off with under a ½ inch, maybe the southwest corner. A lot of places are going to be at an inch, and the northern third of lower Michigan will have the heaviest, where some spots will have widespread 2-inch rains. Now, a little bit harder to see this map, so hopefully you can look in there and find the lines. Bob Clark, how does West Branch look for rain? I'd say West Branch is an inch and maybe 2 inches. Now, this is the model that I like that forecasts convection or thunderstorms better. And don't focus on the exact placement. All right, let me try this again here. Folks are saying they cannot see lower Michigan. Let's try it again. Something's a little quirky again today. Let's hope it updates for you. If not, we might just have to go to me. Okay, so what you should get off of this map is that the total rainfall could be 2 inches or more in streaks, and in the far northern part of lower Michigan, you might get some 3, 4, maybe 5-inch rains. Douglas Kirkpatrick, how much for the thumb? Deckerville. I would say Deckerville, you're a ½ inch to an inch, should be pretty easy. If you got a thunderstorm going, you would probably have an inch and a half or so. All right, let's try to look at temperatures and see if that will come through for you. Hopefully you're seeing all of Michigan now. Things are quirky today. I call it technological gremlins. It's kind of, I always like to go back to the analogy of the grocery store. Do you get that where you go into this grocery store for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden the bread aisle has been switched over there and the milk aisle has been switched over there overnight, and you go like, why? Well, that's what happens in technology. They're always upgrading, and when they fix something or enhance one part, then they usually break 2 other parts. Corey Shelton, we're going to drive graduation in Jackson Friday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Friday should be dry in Jackson. Probably only dry for several hours, but it should be dry by then. Is this going to keep me a lot from Midland and Sanford? They just had bad flooding. Right now, like I had said, there are no flood watches in effect. The Weather Service knows this rain is coming, obviously. It's well documented. So they have put out a statement. They think that the rivers have gone down quite a bit and the soil's dried out quite a bit. I'm not sure how they're getting that, but the rise right now is not expected to go back to flooding. I'm going to have a thorough post on that after I get done with this. Claire Harrison area, Bill Warnock, I would say you're going to have an inch, and you might have an inch and a half. Scott Lee, is this Friday only? We're going to have increasing chances of showers and thunderstorms today and tonight, and then tonight and Friday morning, depending on where you're at, is most likely time period for rain. Cassie Lynn just joining in. Welcome. Weather for the Grand Rapids area. The Grand Rapids area, let's go back. Grand Rapids area, you're in the ½ inch to inch area also. Thank you, Franklin Beery. Manistee, Onekama, Arcadia, you're in the inch to maybe 2 inches. Tawas area, you're in the inch plus rain also. What I like about this is that the models don't show anything really wide excessive, as in 4, 5, 6 inches. They do show a couple little spots, northern lower, at 4 to 5 inches. That's certainly plausible in my mind. Let's just step back and look at the situation, okay? We've got the remnants of a tropical storm Bertha into southeast Michigan now. Even though we're not reaping the benefits of that, or I shouldn't say the benefits, but even though we're not seeing the heavy rains from that, the moisture is in the air, and then it can suck through to the storm system that's heading this way. So certainly there is the potential for heavy rainfall. Okay, now temperatures. Let's just hit that for one last time. So we're in the 70s to near 80 today, muggy. We're only in the low 70s Friday. We're in the 60s and 50s on Saturday. That's why I'm calling it an official sweatshirt weekend. We usually have one of those of the last 2 weekends in May. Usually a lot of folks complain that they're running around in sweatshirts. Let's see. And then Sunday is cool too, also in the mid 60s. Kathy Bacon, how's it look for Byron? I would say Byron, you're looking at, could get by with less than a half inch, but you're probably looking at 4/10 to 8/10. That would come in through the day today, into tonight, into tomorrow. Rain in the Flint area, and when, Teresa Robinson, you're going to have showers developing today, and you'll have them off and on with thunderstorms right on through. It looks like tomorrow, Flint area probably noonish or so. I want to try to go back to the map that has the general rainfall. Here we are. And this might give you a lot of clues to this as we look at areas. Clio, half inch to an inch. Saugatuck, probably a half inch, plus or minus 2/10. Lansing, probably a half inch to an inch. And remember, with these thunderstorms, you can get some isolated half inch, inch and a half to 2 inches. Hey, Jerry from Gladwin, good morning. Yes, John cut my lawn yesterday also. Otherwise, we would have been in a world of hurt. Hey, good morning, Steve Ortner. Hopefully everything is planted at your farm there. Hamtramck, you're going to be looking at probably the southeast has the least amount of this. Probably, I think everybody's going to get a half inch, but you might get up to an inch. Irish Hills, Peggy Monahan. Hey, what a great name to live in the Irish Hills. That's perfect. I would say, yeah, you're a half inch to an inch also. Lansing today or tomorrow, Kathy Monroe wants to know. That's a tough one. Tomorrow, Lansing will probably dry out by noon to 1 or 2 o'clock. The weather for Twin Lake. Well, everybody gets into the showers. Shirley Jones, Alpena, you're looking at probably 1 inch to maybe 2 inches. Anne-Marie Heck, Vassar, an inch, plus or minus a quarter, probably. Muskegon, I would say you're a half inch to an inch also. So there's the rundown, basically. What you're looking at is you're looking at generally a half inch to an inch. Northern third of lower Michigan could approach 2 inches with isolated spots between 2 and 3 inches. And in the far southeast, the Detroit area, Ann Arbor, Monroe, maybe Jackson, you're looking at some spots might have less than a half inch. Shelley Dumler, any severe storms? No. This should just be rain with some embedded thunderstorms that would not really generate any severe winds, large hail, or the big one, the tornado. Any good lightning chances? Right now, it's not a great thunderstorm chance, so it's probably not a, as you would call it, good lightning chance. Hey, good morning, Allison Taylor, fellow MLiver. Bay City. Daughter's been having water in her basement. Bay City, you're a half inch to an inch, and hopefully a thunderstorm doesn't get going, because then you're at 1.5 inches or so. Weekend motocross. looks good. Looks on the cool side. So I would imagine that's what you like at motocross. So there's your MLive morning weather update, sponsored by Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center in Saginaw, just off of I-75. We thank them for supporting this. We thank you for joining in. And stick close to MLive. I'll have a post coming up very shortly about the details on the rainfall. Sorry about the technology snafus today. It was just doing something weird, that like it was possessed or so. So take care. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great Thursday.